Wellness for Life is brought to you by Back in Motion Physical Therapy, Gottenborg Chiropractic Clinic, MAHUBE-OTWA Community Action Partnership, Natural Alternatives, and Lakeside Sports and Pain Clinic.
Okay, and I am ready.
Hi, I'm Liz Kwapala, the Executive Director at MAHUBE-OTWA Community Action Partnership. As you may know, we've been around since the mid-1960s. Our name comes from the 5 counties we serve: Mahnomen, Hubbard, Becker, Ottertail, Wadena. Our annual budget's about $17 million. We have 150 staff serving 16,000 clients a year. We provide a range of services from early Head Start and Head Start for early childhood education, all the way up through senior services. We have a range of housing and homeless programs, homemaking and chore, weatherization, energy assistance, family planning, so really a comprehensive set of services. Our one goal is to help people help themselves. And so we help people move on a path of upward mobility from, if they're in crisis, to just stabilizing a little bit, if they're somewhat stabilized, to really building the assets so they're less likely to fall back into crisis. I wanted to spend some time today just talking about what you can do, thanking you first for your partnership. We partner with 800 organizations across our communities, and our work would not be possible without the wide range of services all of our community partners provide, from school districts, hospitals, chore contractors, a wide range of folks. So thank you for being part of the work. I also wanted to give you an opportunity, if you haven't been involved in MAHUBE-OTWA's work, give you 5 things you might consider, ways you might consider partnering. If you're an employer, we've got people who want to work. And one thing to think about, people who have experienced poverty, either early in childhood or later in life, it creates resilience by overcoming poverty and the effects of poverty. That helps people become problem solvers, really resourceful and creative. So we've found we've hired many of our clients here, many of our leadership staff, our former clients. In today's society, when things are fast moving and changing and we need our workers to be resilient and creative, we find that people who have struggled with poverty sometimes bring those skills, those life skills, the things that you can't train people to just operate, doing repetitive things day after day where they have to think on their feet. So if you're an employer and you're looking for workers and you have ability to create a little bit of flexibility, I'd love to talk to you. Give me a call and let's see if we can work something out. Second, if you're a landlord, a second way you can help out if you're a landlord, whether you have many units or you just have you're a person who has a extra home or maybe a mother-in-law apartment on your own family home, if you have space, we have people who are looking for a warm place to live, and we can work with you again to make sure that we're placing folks in your units that are going to work for you and your needs. So give me a call if you think you can help out in that regard. A third way you can help is, especially as we head into the holiday season, think about your friends and family network, maybe your second cousin's stepchild, someone that you're vaguely connected with but haven't been in communication with lately. Just check in on them, see how they're doing, or people closer to you too. Check in on how they're doing. What we know is poverty and struggle. It's really the social isolation that makes it so much worse. So if you can reach out to folks, maybe they're from your faith community, maybe they're from your family or friend circle, maybe they're on Facebook, reach out, check in, how you doing, maybe bring them a banana bread or something. Just connect with their humanity, lift them up. The holidays are a really hard time for people. Fourth way you can help is if you have financial resources and you're able to help us out, we're always happy to take your donations. Our funding is limited by, we have state and federal, local grants, and sometimes those boxes that make sense in Washington, D.C. or in St. Paul don't work here in our rural communities. And so we can kind of help people who don't fit in those tight boxes with community donations, financial resources. So if you'd like to talk about that, give me a call. We'll be happy to try to line up the ways to use your resources in ways that make good sense to you. And then the fifth thing you can do especially during this holiday season, but really anytime. Say a kind word. We're all so busy, but when you see someone in the service industry, low-wage workers, you might not know that they're working 3 jobs to pay their rent. You might just have the one experience where they're bagging your groceries or doing some other work in the community. Try to find kindness and just extend kindness to them. If you're not an extrovert, or that's hard to do, to kind of reach out to folks, or maybe light a candle at night or say a prayer. Just lift, if we're all in this together, if we could just lift each other up, those would be super powerful and helpful things to do to help us in our mission to help people help themselves and each other. So the 5 things again that I'm asking of you and happy to partner with you on is, if you're an employer and you're willing to be a little flexible in working with our clients, I'd love to talk to you about what that could look like. If you're a landlord or have a property, love to talk to you about that. If you have relatives, friends, people in your community you can just reach out to, check in on how they're doing. Happy to talk if you want tips on how to do that, but I think you probably know that pretty well yourself already. If you're a donor, you could just send us a check or donate online, or set up a time that we can chat about how to put those generous resources to good use. And finally, just say a kind word to people you see out in the community, and say a prayer for folks who are struggling this holiday season. So thank you again for all of the support you've brought to us in the past year. We've helped 16,000 people improve their lives just a little bit, and with your continued support, we can continue people on this path toward upward mobility. Thanks again. Happy holidays.
Thank you for watching Wellness for Life. Brought to you by Back in Motion Physical Therapy, Gottenborg Chiropractic Clinic, MAHUBE-OTWA Community Action Partnership, Natural Alternatives, and Lakeside Sports and Pain Clinic.